Hello students, the purpose of this video is to help you register for Connect. Some of you, and I think it's a total number of 36 of you, previously registered for Connect, but we need to start over, all right? I think those 36 of you paid to register for Connect. You won't pay again, okay? So don't worry. I'll explain more about that later. But just trust me, you will not pay again if you already paid before. Others of you did not register for Connect the first time around. This would have been about 3 weeks ago, second week of class. We are now in the 5th week of class. Some of you tried to register, but then you noticed the problem that it wasn't letting you. What happened is that the publishers discontinued the previous Connect materials. They didn't let anybody know. When I set up the materials back in early August, several weeks, about 2 or 3 weeks before, it was at least 3 weeks before the semester began, in early August, there was no notice of that. So, oh well. So then I found out, right? And I mean, all I can say is, oh well, to keep myself from saying something else. Basically, it wasn't nice of them not to let me know, not to let any of us know that the materials would be discontinued. So when I found out that some of you were trying to register and couldn't, some of you contacted the company, and so did I. And I found out that basically we'll have to do it all over again with new materials. So the reason it's taken 2.5 weeks, I found out I found out toward the end of the second week. And so now it's basically taken about 2 weeks and a couple of days to change everything on Connect and also on Blackboard, on the syllabus. It was a lot of work, and again, I don't feel it was my fault because it was the company McGraw-Hill that didn't let anybody know about that. So, but oh well, like I said, oh well, right? This had to be done. Just, learn that lesson, students. Sometimes things go wrong and it doesn't matter whose fault it is. We still have to do the work. In this case, like what happened to me, I have to do the work all over again, right? And that's fine, but it's ready. It's ready to go. So here we go, all right? So let's pretend it would help if we pretended that nothing happened before, okay? Although I'm not sure I'm going to be able to not mention what happened. So let's begin by looking at the syllabus, all right? Here we're at the Welcome Start Here page. Oh, I should mention, this is going to be a very long video. I'm not going to break it into several parts, okay? Because I don't want to have to post, 3 or 4 videos per class, right? I hope you understand that. However, there's a way for you, right, to handle a video that's an hour long or something that's going to be around an hour long, and that's for you to simply watch it in stages, right? Watch 10 minutes now, take a break, watch 10 minutes later, watch 15 minutes after that, etc., until you watch the whole thing. So because it's correct what people say that people in general, students prefer shorter videos. I agree. However, what they don't know or don't consider is that to post every single video takes a long time, and Blackboard is a very unforgiving and not a very user-friendly system. Probably on the I don't know if you feel that as students, that it's not very user-friendly. I feel it definitely as an instructor, and that has to set everything up. Every item you see takes about somewhere between 5 and 10 clicks, right, depending on what's on the item. I'm not exaggerating. That's what it takes. And so, I don't know, I've thought of maybe adding up how many clicks I do, and maybe I'm in the millions now. I don't know, right? Maybe I'm exaggerating. But the point is, it'll be one long video, and you can break it up into pieces, right? And I'll put a note about that on the video description, so you can just watch it in steps. There's no need to do everything today, right? Today is the first day, September 21st, that these materials will be available. You don't need to do everything today, so you can watch part of the video today, a little bit later on tonight, some more tomorrow. So maybe in the next 2 days or so, you could watch the whole video calmly, right? Maybe taking notes on the side on what you need to do, or following step by step the registration process, etc. Okay. So now, as I said before, about 2 minutes ago, let me press the syllabus link here. Also I noticed one more thing before we get to the syllabus. These urgent, please note, no connect until further notice. That's still true. Right now that I'm making this video, it's a few hours before the release, which is at 1 p.m. And it's still true that no one should try to do connect, all right? But as you watch this video, that will no longer be the case. And this link will be removed. You won't see it anymore. So again, pay close attention to what I'm saying, right? That this link will not be there. It'll be in the video, okay? It'll be in the video. It's in the video. But these links telling you not to worry about connect and, urgent, don't do connect, and they're in other places too, that will not be there anymore, because connect will be, you'll have the green light to use to start using connect, etc. So before I go to the syllabus, let me go here. This course schedule has changed, right? So I basically removed all mentions of connect from weeks 2, 3, and 4. And so connect now begins, as you can see here, on week 5 with course reading and writing topics, and with this assignment right here. And as always, this is done by due date, and that's the date in bold toward the right. And then its availability day, you can see, is 9/21, right? And in fact, here's something that I want you to notice here, is that there are actually 2 assignments for this week. And I had to do that because I couldn't cancel these assignments because they're very important. And therefore you have to do 2 of them in order for us to kind of catch up, given the fact that the first, it was going to be 3 weeks, weeks 2, 3, and 4, but that was basically thrown away by the publisher's mistake. I'm going to call it that, a mistake by McGraw-Hill, not letting us know that the previous materials would be discontinued. So because of that mistake of the publisher, right? I'll admit a little bit of mistake on my part in not double checking at the beginning of the semester if this would be available. But why would I have thought that, So again, but be that as it may, we need to do a little more work, just a little extra. But there's something that you can't see here that you'll see later. These 2 assignments will be due on the 24th, and I think that's Thursday. Right, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, that would be a Thursday. But there will be a 2-week late period. The standard late period that I wanted for connect assignments was going to be 1 week. But in recognition that you're going to have to do 2 instead of just 1, for these 2 assignments and a couple of others later on, the late period will be 2 weeks, right? Because of course I have to be reasonable about that. And I think giving a late period in the first place is reasonable because things happen, including computer problems, right? And so I want to make sure that everyone has enough time. I can't do more than beyond whatever late period I give, because that would be unreasonable to give way too much time. But again, you can't see it here, but later on in some of the links you'll see that you'll have extra time beyond 1 week to do the first couple of assignments. Okay, so I recognize the need for that. And so this chart is really important. It doesn't just have connect, it has all the assignments. So make sure you study it and you refer to it frequently. Now, finally to the syllabus. 7 minutes ago, I said, let's look at the syllabus. So here we are. Oh, and it reminds me that everything that I'm doing here, everything that I'm displaying here relates to integrated reading and writing, INRW 0304, section V13, right? But, right, there it is, V13. But it applies to those of you who are in the V14 and V15 sections as well. I kind of did everything on an assembly line, and what I did in one place, I would do and copy over into the other places. And let me tell you, some things I could not copy, like electronically copy. Some things had to be like retyped. And so that's why I'm amazed it only took about 15, 16 days to redo everything. It was just almost like a minor miracle. Okay. But it took a lot of work. Right. Remember, most miracles in life are through work. They're not through magic. Okay. So don't be waiting around for miracles to happen. You make them happen out of desire and out of necessity. So I had the necessity of getting this done, right? And of course the desire that you have everything you need so you can do these very important assignments on McGraw-Hill Connect. So what I did here, now I want to point something out here. Let me make this, I'm zooming in, and I'm zooming in so much, I hope that didn't make you dizzy, that you can't see this this right menu anymore, right? On Blackboard, it's a left menu, right? A menu on the left. I cannot prefer things there, but on this syllabus, the menu is on the right. Let me zoom out, kind of a reasonable amount here, because you can see some things here. You can see the top, etc. So I'm going to go to course requirements. Because on course requirements, actually, let me go to textbook and resources for a moment. You can see that here, I repeat what I said before, that no textbook, you don't need a textbook. This Commonplaces ebook is not required. So let me make a long story short on the whole textbook thing. Do not buy the textbook. Okay. If you go into the McGraw-Hill website, there are options to buy the book, and then like the physical book, and then you can get Connect for an additional something dollars or blah blah blah. And in the end, it's just a big mess because you don't need the book, right? Whether it's physical or digital, it doesn't matter. And all you need is to buy McGraw-Hill Connect for around $60, $55 plus taxes and things like that. And so probably a little bit over $60 with a debit card or credit card, or maybe even PayPal, I think you'll be able to purchase McGraw-Hill Connect, right? Also here on textbook and resources, notice that I changed it from week 2 to week 5, right? That I will show you, this is week 5, where and how to purchase Connect. And notice I cut out the code, because you're really not purchasing the code, right? You're purchasing Connect. So the majority of you, I think it's the majority, are going to just go into the McGraw-Hill website and purchase Connect, not the book, not any of that, and not a code. You'll purchase Connect directly, and so you'll really never get a number that you type in somewhere. Now, for the 36 of you, and I think it's 36, I counted them. The 36 of you who registered for Connect in the past, it was because you paid for it, right? I don't think there was any free trial or anything like that. So you already, and I don't think you purchased the code either. I could be wrong, but you just went on the website as I showed you how to do, like I'm doing here, and you register for it by paying for it, right? In your case, you will get a code. So please do not get confused, all right? I'm only referring to those of you who previously registered for Connect and paid for it, right? Those, and I think it's 36 people, those people will receive a code. Only those people will receive a code, okay, to register for Connect, and they will enter that code in a particular place during the registration process. The purpose is for those people, if it's you, for you, not to have to pay again, right? Of course, it has to be that way. You shouldn't pay again because of the publisher's mistake, right? So the publisher did the right thing by sending me the code to give those. However, this does not apply to those of you who didn't register, right? There is no unfairness here. It is 100% fair. Everything I do is fair, okay? There is no unfairness in me giving a code to those people because they paid for it. They're basically getting, in a way, a reimbursement so they can buy Connect again, so they don't have to pay again. Those of you who didn't register before and didn't pay before are just going to have to pay now, right? There may be a 2-week free trial that you can enter, and that's fine, but eventually you'll need to pay to get access to the Connect exercises, or to maintain access after the 2-week free trial period. All right. So again, So for most people, there will not be a code because you're buying it for the very first time. There will be a code for those who previously purchased it and now shouldn't have to purchase it again. Okay, I hope that's clear. More clear than that, I cannot do. Okay, I cannot speak more clearly than that. Now, notice also that the start date went from August 31st, what it should have been, what it was, right, to now September 21st. All right, and that's why it says here you need a credit or debit card to make the purchase, possibly also PayPal. And I think there will be, like I said, a free trial period. There wasn't before. And I think there wasn't a free trial week, like a 2-week free period, because where you can use the exercises without paying for them, because the material was on its way out. So maybe I should have seen that as a sign that something was wrong and I should have called the company. So maybe that's my fault, right? If I didn't do that. But you will suffer no consequences at all from anyone's mistake, whether the publisher's or mine. All right, so I'm glad we looked at that. Now I can just scroll up a little bit, or I can click here to course requirements. I want to show you that I've changed things. If we look at the parts that matter, it's the 4 connect aside, because this lists the types of assignments and how much they're worth and how many there are, etc. If you'll notice carefully here, please, on the course, actually, I'm going to skip this first one, go to the second one. The second one is grammar assignments on Connect. Some of you did 1, maybe even 2, okay? And what I did is I put 100 on those assignments, okay? Actually, I might have put like a score of 105 or something like that for people who did them, all right? Who went through the trouble and the work of doing that. I know some of you tried to do them, tried to register and couldn't. So I know you would have gone through the trouble too of doing the work, right? So I definitely put 100 on those scores. But then I realized something. You know what? I better put 100 on everybody's assignments. You know, and again, please accept my decisions, because please don't say, well, it's not fair, they didn't do it. And I'm sorry for using that tone, but please be understanding that I have to do what is right. And in this case, I have decided that what is right is to give a 100 on the grammar topics, for apostrophes and quotation marks, and then these 3 others. Because I realized the time we had left, that there wouldn't be enough time for people, let's say those who are starting from scratch, those who weren't able to register, for them to do these 4 assignments. They would be in too much a hurry, and that would be unfair, right? So basically everyone's getting 100 on those 4 assignments, all right? And I'm not going to apologize for that, okay? That's just how it is. I think I put an extra 5 points on those who actually did the assignments. Whatever it is, check my grades. I'll take a moment here. I'll just click on my grades, and you'll find those scores in there already. All of you will find those. Okay, let me backtrack now to course reading and writing topics. These okay, on these I didn't put hundreds on the assignments because everybody needs to do them, okay? And that's why I said that this first week these 2 assignments are due. Next week these other 2 assignments are due. But you have in like 2 weeks. That's what it says right here. Late work accepted. Yes, 2 weeks late, right? For those. Later on, once we get back on track, it'll only be 1 week of late time for these 3 last assignments. Okay, but the bottom line is that I didn't put hundreds on those assignments because I shouldn't do that on those. Those, everybody needs to do them and earn the score, okay? And it's not that hard to earn the 100 because you can get wrong answers and then correct them and then end up with a 100 by finishing the tutorial, because both grammar and course reading and writing topics are tutorials. Basically, you finish it and that earns you 100 as long as you finish it by the on-time deadline or even by the late deadline. You get that full 100% credit. So this is pretty easy to begin with. It involves work, but it's not like the traditional assignment where you get wrong answers and you get points off, right? Nope, it's not like that. So you know what? I very seldom feel guilty about the work that I ask my students to do because I always structure it in such a way that it's not that hard to succeed at it, right? It takes work, but if you do the work, you will succeed at it. So a person who's really quick and gets everything will do it faster, right? And get the 100. A person who needs a little more work, a little more time, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? We'll also get the 100, just will take longer, all right? So I think there's fairness built into that way of thinking and way of doing things. And so that's it, right? So this is a change that I made, right? In other words, to change the schedule and to give 2 weeks of late time on those, right? Okay. Vocabulary quizzes. On this one, I looked at the time, and no one had begun on this. No one had begun on course reading and writing topics, only on grammar, right? But, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone had begun on these. But anyway, on the vocabulary quizzes, I'm skipping this one for a moment. Vocabulary quizzes. I went ahead, let me see. On this one, here it is. Since the following assignment was canceled, I gave you a score of 100 for it. So this, and don't worry about chapter 3, chapter 4. Don't worry about that. The chapter of the book doesn't matter because we don't use the book, right? But there was going to be a vocabulary quiz called item number 530 on Blackboard. And I went ahead and gave everybody a 100 on that. And no one had done that one, all right? So I went ahead and gave everybody 100 because there wouldn't be time for people to do it, okay? But you'll do the additional, the other ones that in that category, okay? And the late time will be 1 week. For grammar, the late time would also be 1 week, right? If you need more than beyond the deadline. And then there's Connect Power of Process Reading and Writing Assignments. Of this one, there were going to be 3, but I changed that to 2, right? And so that's the story on that one. And these things will become clearer later on. And this is how it'll work. These course reading and writing topics become available today, September 21st. The grammar assignments become available on the 28th, a week from now. Let's see, vocabulary quizzes, if I'm not mistaken, become available on October 5th. And then finally, Power of Process reading, the Power of Process assignments, there are 2. One of them becomes available on the 12th, and the other one becomes available on the 26th. Now, I might have been wrong on the second date, but we'll find out. Okay, we'll find out by looking at things in Blackboard, all right? But the important thing is that today, these assignments become available, right? All of them. You don't have to do all of them, right? Because the only ones that are due this week are these 2, right? And then there's even a 2-week late period on that. But things become available, as you can see, little by little, right? So you can get used to things and not have to do everything at the same time. All right, so we've looked at the syllabus, right? We've looked at this part of the syllabus. Now I'm going to go on to topic outline. This is where you find the week-by-week listing of things. Let me make a long story short. I'll try as much as I can by showing you these crossouts, right? I've struck through these items because it was the connect work, right? And so I basically crossed it out, kind of pretending that it never happened, although it did, right? I guess pretending it never happened, I would have erased it, right? But I didn't. I acknowledged that it happened, that it should have happened, right? That we should have been doing all these things, blah, blah, blah. But some people started, many couldn't because the expiration of those previous Connect materials, and that's why we're here, right? So really, I had to make some changes to some assignments, etc., to the schedule overall, and that's why there's all these crossouts. Okay, so week 5 then becomes the beginning, not of the whole semester. We've been doing other things, right, such as the essay 0, right, and of course you've been working in your other associated class, which is English 1301 composition. But things were probably a little easygoing the past couple of weeks, right? Because there wasn't the connect work to do. Well, that's over, right? Now we need to get back to work fully. Thank goodness. So I've changed this, now some items. So you're going to have to kind of, if you read the syllabus before, read it again, right? And I'm not going to read it with you here all the way so you can see what comes up when, right? Although I kind of did mention when things would become available as I was explaining this section over here, this what's it called? The course requirement section. But I was kind of just doing it from memory. It's important to do it actually by looking at the syllabus. So the syllabus is your responsibility. Please check it every week, right? Like, you know, the Saturday or Sunday before the week, maybe the Friday, like a couple of days before, check what's coming up, right? Check what's coming up, what becomes available, what assignments are going to be there, what's going to be due that week. Please note, I'm going to make note of this, that this week you have these 2 assignments due, which would be Thursday the 24th, right? For this first category of course reading and writing topics. But I don't put late deadlines on the syllabus. Those late deadlines are somewhere else, and we'll get there. I'll show you that too. So it's always better. I think the reason that I didn't put late deadlines on the schedule, that master schedule that I showed you on Blackboard, and on the syllabus, is that I don't want to encourage people to do work late, right? So I don't want to like make it too obvious that there's a late deadline. However, I do communicate it somewhere else in a different chart that I'll show you later inside the Connect folder, where it does show clearly what the late deadlines are for each thing. And of course, there is mention of the fact that there are late deadlines, extra time here in the course requirements section. So I do say it, but I just don't say it so obviously, because it is always much, how many muches should I say? Much better to do work on time, because let's say you do these assignments within 2 weeks late. That's okay, but there are other assignments too, right? And for other classes and so on and so forth. Don't get caught in the cycle of turning things in late. At some point, stay up late if you can, right? And get everything done so that you get back on track, all right? So don't, I'm gonna say it like this, don't abuse the fact that you have late time. And I don't mean that like you're being mean to me. That's not what I mean by that. What I mean is don't abuse the system in a way that it's going to harm you, right? Because if you are like, I'll just do it by the late deadline, that will come back to bite you, guaranteed, all right? So you never do anything to me. Nothing can be done to me, all right? I'm fine. I get paid for this job, right? No matter what, right? And so, and I like doing it. So really, if you do anything like that, like putting things off, etc., it's really a problem for you, right? Bottom line. So the late deadline is there because people are doing their best, right? Because I recognize that when people are doing their best, things can still go wrong, right? And it's not their fault. And I'm a perfect example of this. I was doing my best, set everything up, and then this thing went wrong, right? That I ended up having to redo everything on Connect because the publisher did not inform any of us that the previous materials would expire, right? So there it is, right? So I took some extra time, 2 weeks, right? Do you see kind of a pattern there, right? To do the late work, but I didn't do it on purpose, and neither should you, right? Okay, so late deadlines are not on here, they're somewhere else. And so make sure, so this week, these assignments become available at 1 p.m. I'm introducing McGraw-Hill Connect, that's what this video is, right? I'm also going to create another video introducing course reading and writing topics. And then, of course, and then this is something else. I'm not going to talk about this. This is another assignment that becomes available on Wednesday, not Connect, okay? That's it. We've got to leave the syllabus. And now let's dive into Blackboard itself so we can get to Connect. So I'm going to let me click on this right here. This is a really important link because it's the course content. And again, remember, this right here, you'll see it in the video, of course. You're seeing it in the video, but you will not see it on Blackboard itself. Those links I will remove. I will remove them, okay? Because Blackboard will be free to use again. Not free. What I mean is you will be free to use it again, okay? It's not completely free, right? You have to pay for it. Okay, course content, weekly pages. We click on that. And it takes us to, I don't know, maybe let's see. I thought we were here. Okay, there we go. So we click on here. And we have, if we drill down, assignments and final exam, Connect assignments. This is what took so long to do right here, right? And by the way, what's here in the video, right, this one right here is actually the old video. Because when I'm done with this video, I'm going to replace this one. It'll look exactly the same, pretty much. but I'll replace it with this current video. All right. So, but I left it there because it's nice, because it's in the right place where this video that I'm creating right now is going to be. It'll look almost identical to it. This little date will change, etc. And then this right here, this video right here, what I'm pointing to, it's actually the tutorial for grammar, but I changed the title so that you can see what will be there around 1 p.m. when I introduce the course reading and writing topic. So it's kind of like not completely true, these two items, right? But I will replace them with the true items, including this video, all right? If you didn't understand what I meant by that, don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. Now, these are true, okay? These right here are the folders within Blackboard. And notice what I've done. For example, the 2 assignments that are due today, course reading and writing topics, identifying and developing main ideas and supporting points and evidence. These are the 2 assignments that I spent a little bit of time talking about when I was showing you the syllabus, right? Notice it's week 5. They're becoming available today. In fact, all of these assignments in this category become available today. You don't have to do all of them though, because the only assignments due this week are these first 2, right? And I explain why it has to be 2, so we can catch up. But I also said, and I'm telling you again, that you get a 2-week late period to turn them in, right? If it's just difficult for you to get started and all that, that's fine. You have 2 weeks. That's understandable. And I'm doing the same thing for these other 2. Then the ones for next week, they're also a 2-week period. So the point is that there they are, right? Now, you can't click on anything here. This is just a chart informing you both of the availability time, the due date, and the late date. So this is the only place where you're going to see the late date. Actually, no. You'll see it here, not on the syllabus, not on the master schedule, but yes, here. And the date you actually see inside of McGraw-Hill Connect will be the late date. All right. So please don't be expecting to see additional late time inside of McGraw-Hill. No. I set up McGraw-Hill to go. In other words, I set it up so that the assignment is available all the way up till the late date. So I didn't put the on time deadline for any Connect assignment inside of McGraw-Hill Connect. Okay. I hope that's clear. So do not expect additional late time beyond what already is the late time. So let's say we click on this to get to the actual assignments. There's the chart again. Okay, here again, this is a false video because this really is the grammar video that I had there from the past, okay? But I am going to produce the video for this topic as well. And it'll become the true video by the time you look at this. Now, here's the chart again, same chart that's in the the main page of Connect. And you can't click on anything, right? But you can click on these, right? And notice it says due date is October 8th, right? Right there. So these are actual due dates from Connect itself or inside of Connect. So this does not mean, so I included the late deadline on all of these. In fact, I didn't put those things there. I did not type this. That was typed on there by Connect. That was included here when I linked the course to Connect. I made it bring in all the assignments into this Blackboard folder. All right. So this is what I'm telling you. You do not have late time after this because this already is the late time. All right. Please don't ask me. And if you ask me, I'll politely and respectfully say, no, I'm sorry, but that was the late deadline. All right. So I'm making that clear, right? If you get confused, it'll be you, not me, right? Because I've made it clear enough, I think. Okay. But if you ask me later, I'll make it clear again. All right. So that's that. That is that. And so these are the links you would click on. All right. To get to the assignment. And that'll be the case for all of them. Let me go back. I can use this over here. Where's the Connect link? Right over here. Or I could use this up here. I hope this is week 5. I hope you're becoming more familiar on the various places you can click or press to get to different items. And the same thing would happen in the grammar. Now, grammar assignments become available next week. I know they were available on week 2. I know that, right? But we're doing a restart, right? And notice that we're starting on week 6 on those assignments, right? So when you would click on that, again, none of them are available today because today it's the other type of assignments, but it's the same thing, the same process, okay? Now this video I might keep because it's the actual grammar assignments. I don't think I need to redo that one. I'll just keep it the way it was. I'll double check though to make sure that it's still good. But let's go back to today's material, right? The beginning on September 21st. So let's see, what are we going to do next? What I want to do next is rather than click on the first assignment and then go in there like that, I would like us to watch a video. See this McGraw-Hill Connect student registration video, and then there's Mr. Perez's video. These are not, this one is a true link because it goes to where it's supposed to. This one goes to the old video, which will be replaced by this video that you're experiencing right now, listening to and watching right now. So I'm going to click on this true video. Let's watch it. And this tutorial might be enough for you to figure out, right, how to register for Connect for my class, right, for this class. But the reason I'm making this video is to make it specific to my class, so you'll know exactly where to go. So I'm going to go ahead and let's watch this, and I will not interrupt it. We'll watch it all the way, and then I'll make a few comments about it, and then I'll move on with the rest of my presentation. Okay, when you click on that, it takes you to this video.
Hey everyone, my name is Ari and I'm a student ambassador with McGraw-Hill. I'm here to tell you a little more about Connect, which may be required for this course and part of your grade. I'll show you how to get registered, but first let's take a closer look at Connect and what you'll get when you register. After you register for Connect, you'll get access to a bunch of amazing learning tools that you can't find anywhere else. You'll get a digital version of the course textbook, but unlike a typical ebook, this one is adaptive, and it will personalize each learning session to your needs, helping you study more efficiently. You'll also get a digital course planner and calendar to help you stay organized, and reports that will help you track your grades and performance so you'll always know how you're doing and what you'll need to study before that big exam. Time to get registered. I'll walk you through the process. It's super quick and easy. By the way, it's great that you're registering now. Students who have access to their course materials on the first day of class actually perform better than those who don't. So, let's get started. Log into your Blackboard account and navigate to your course. If you are not sure if you have a Blackboard account, check with your instructor. In your course, navigate to the content area and find a Connect assignment link. If you're not sure where to find the link, just ask your instructor. Now that I've located a Connect assignment, I'm going to click on the Connect assignment link to start the registration process. On this screen, you will enter in your email address, then click Begin. I recommend using your school email address so that all of your courses are in one Connect account. If you receive the message, you have a Connect account, but have forgotten your password, click Forgot Password. Otherwise, it will take you to the account information page where you can create a new account. Enter in your first name and your last name, password, and set up a security question in case you need to reset your password. If you would like to receive text alerts, you can enter your mobile number as well. Agree to the terms and conditions, and then click Continue. You can get exactly what you need purchasing Connect directly from McGraw-Hill. You have 3 registration options. If you have already purchased a Connect access code, you can enter it here by clicking Redeem under Use Connect Code. Or you can purchase access with either a credit card or PayPal by clicking the appropriate Buy It button. McGraw-Hill also offers temporary access. Select Access Now for temporary 2-week access. Since I have an access code, I'm going to enter it in the access code field and click Redeem to register. Then I'll confirm my access. Thanks for registering. Should you need any additional help now or in the future, McGraw-Hill has an awesome customer service team available weekdays and on the weekend at the times listed on your screen. After you've registered, make sure you download the McGraw-Hill Read Anywhere app from the App Store or Google Play. The Read Anywhere app lets you read your course ebook offline and data-free. helping you study anytime, anywhere. Check it out. Thanks for listening today, and good luck this term.
All right, that's a good video. That's a good an introduction. Now, one problem that I have here is, and I had it before, is that I can't really go through the process myself because I'm someone who's registered, right, as the instructor actually. So so I have an account on Connect, etc. So the way this, so I think I'm going to have to use this video, kind of click to certain parts of it to show you how it would be on our course, to tell you things like what to expect, where to click, things like that. So the way you would start with us is real simple, right? Because remember the in the video, let me use the video. I mean, maybe I should have, I think it's good that we watched it all the way, but I will need to go to different parts of it. So I'm just going to kind of forward using this.
Which may be required for this course, but first, let's take a closer look at Connect and what you'll get when you register.
So here we are.
To a bunch of amazing digital versions. One is adaptive, and it will.
All right, let me tell you also about the book. You know how I said you don't need the book? Well, you're going to get it anyway, right? Not because you're buying the book directly, but because that textbook is included inside of Connect. So that's one of the reasons you don't need to buy the book. By buying Connect, the digital version is included. And you know what? Digital versions are always better. You know why? Because any updates that are made to the book are in there. But again, does it matter? Nope, not really, because we're not using the book as a course material. But it's in there. All right. So don't worry about the book. But I'm just telling you that the book is inside of Connect.
Personalize each learning session digital course, and always know to get registered. It's great that you're registering now. Access to their course materials on the first day of class actually perform better than those who don't.
And of course, what she's saying there, that's generally true. The students will get started on the first day, but let's consider this the first day, right? Let's consider September 21st, the first day of Connect, right? And so if you're doing this today, good. But also, if you do this, a couple of days later, maybe next week, you should have done it the first day, right? But don't think that means you're not going to succeed. Let me tell you something about averages and statistics. They're just averages and statistics. You don't have to live the low end of the statistic and get a bad grade or not be successful and all that. Please, we should believe numbers, but don't believe them so much. We're in control of our lives, not the numbers. Please always remember that, okay? So even if you get registered later, right, instead of today, September 21st, that's fine, right? Get to work and you can be successful too. I know for a fact some students get started later and still do well, right? But like it says there, let's get started, all right? Let's get started today if at all possible.
So let's get started. Log into your Blackboard account and navigate to your course. If you are not sure if you have a Blackboard account, check with your instructor.
Now, let me say something about that. Some of you do have one, right? You do have a Connect because I think there are 36 of you. 36 of you set up an account, right? So when you're getting in there, let's see. I think what's going to happen is you're going to enter your username and your password as you created before. If you forgot your password, you'll have to say forgot password and then get it back. And then you're going to get a different resource, right? You're going to get this book and not this book, but these Connect assignments associated with that second digital book. That's fine because by clicking on the link in Blackboard, it'll take you to that one. So you're not going to purchase the wrong thing, but I'm pretty sure that it'll recognize you as someone that registered about 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right? And so I think that's what's going to happen. Just go ahead and enter your username or password or get your password back if it has to be sent to you by email or whatever, right? And register, but then you're going to purchase, right? The new thing. So those 36 of you who had previously purchased will use the code. And you may be wondering, well, where is this code? I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to send it to you through email. I'm going to send it to you there, and you'll use that code and type it in or paste it in to the little space, right? And that way, that's how you'll buy it, right? And that's only the 36 who previously had paid for it. The others of you who had not registered, hadn't paid for it, will either get the free trial, which I think will be available, or you'll go ahead and pay it with a debit card, credit card, or PayPal. At the end of the 2-week free trial, for those who get the free trial, right, you will go ahead and pay for it. Okay. So codes are available for those who need them, who deserve them because they already paid for it, and for the rest, we'll just follow the regular process. Okay, so let's see, where do we leave?
In your course, navigate to the content area and find a...
Right, so for us, it's real simple, right? I've shown you how to do this. Let's say we're at the beginning, right? The easiest thing to do, I think, is to go, let me see. Well, let's do it a different way. Let's go to course content. Let's go to week 5, right? Because this is week 5. And then here, let's go to the connect. Okay, there it is, connect assignments. Because one thing that I did differently is in the past, I listed the specific assignments. Students, that was going to take way too long. And remember, I had to do a redo of everything. Already what I did took 2 weeks and about 15, 16 days, right? And I realized, do I really need to put the specific individual assignments in each weekly folder? My answer was no, okay? I put the folder there, and basically it's like, click on the folder because something's due this week. That's basically what that means, right? On other things, for example, the attendance quiz, it's specific, what date it's due, and the late deadline, or well, there is none for attendance quizzes. And for other assignments like Essay 0 and blah, 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 that's fine. Or chosen book assignments, if there is one due, it'll show it specifically. But for Connect assignments, there are way too many and too many links for me to create. And I had already done that before, and I can't do it again. I don't have time for that. I need to do other things for you, right? For the class, such as grade your assignments. I'm behind on grading the some assignment, not just for this class, but for other classes. And I need to do that too. So this is good enough, right? If you see a folder here on assignments due this week, that means something is due, so click on it, right? And when you click on it, it takes you here and you can see, okay, that's right, week 5. Yep, this is due today, right? You check the other ones. Nope, nothing due until next week, etc. Right? And so the point is that you do have the place to do it. So what she said in the video was go look for a connect link, right? Well, this is how we're doing it, right? What I'm showing you is, yes, you can click on connect. You can click on various things, or what I'm showing you is to go the usual route that I think students go, right? You go, I think this is the most convenient one, right? You click on content, right? Course content with the weekly pages and everything else. Once you click on that, or you press that, you scroll down to the week that you're at. And once you click on that, then you, in this case, you go to the assignment you're looking for, but you don't know specifically which one it is until you click on the folder link. And so I'm following this path, right? There are other paths to get to it. And then, okay, you look here. Oh yeah, it must be these. So yeah, I need these right here because they became available today and they're due this, in 3 days. All right, but I can't click on anything. Oh yeah. It says here, press the folder link above. Okay, there it is. Okay, can't click on anything here, right? But they're down here. Okay. So it says October 8th, but that's the late deadline. So yeah, so these are the ones that I'm speaking like a student, right? These are the assignments, this one and this one, that I should really do this week, right? Not wait till the late deadline. All right, so click on it. Now, here's the problem, like I said before. When I click on that, it's going to take me where it takes the instructor, right? That's where the instructor goes, right? You are not going to go to that page. All of you will go to some kind of registration type page, right? And then there will be 2 paths. The path for those who already have an account and will use a code, right? And then the path for those who don't have an account because you couldn't register before and will go ahead and either get the free trial period for 2 weeks or go ahead and pay for it from the start. All right. So on the video, that's it, right? We got there. We got to the link that you're supposed to press, but then Then let's see, let me get back in there. This time I'm gonna go directly to connect. Connect assignments. There. But as you can see, I can't continue the process. I can't click and tell you where you need to go, right? Because you can't see that and I can't make it happen. All right, so you would click on this link, or frankly, any other link would take you to the registration page. But I recommend you start with the beginning. Begin with this one, right? Okay, once you do that, let me go back to the video.
Connect assignment link. If you're not sure where to find the link, just ask your instructor.
Right, I just showed you where.
Now that I've located a Connect assignment, I'm going to click on a Connect assignment link to start the registration process. On this screen, you will enter in your email address, then click Begin. I recommend using your school email address so that all of your courses are in one Connect account.
Right, I think it'll, if you enter your email address, right, the 36 of you who registered prior to today, it'll take you to the, hey, we recognize this account, right? And then you'd enter your password and you go from there to enter the code that I'm going to send you through Blackboard email, right? Others will enter the address. So in the case of others, please enter your STC address, right? Which is your username, the username you use for everything, including Blackboard. It'll be your username at stu.southtexascollege.edu. Okay? Make sure you do that right. Username, right? Whatever your username is, at stu.southtexascollege.edu. Make sure you spell all of that correctly. All right. And so in the case of those who hadn't registered, you'll enter that email address. Please let it be that one. It'll make it so that your grades from Connect will go automatically into the Blackboard gradebook. All right. Please make sure that you do it right.
If you receive the message, you have a Connect account, but have forgotten your password, click Forgot Password.
Right. So it's just saying, that some of you will have an account, and so you can enter the password, or if you forgot it, put forgot. They'll send something to you. You can reset it and blah 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 until you can get in, right? But if you still know your password, good. Just go ahead and enter it, and this will be a smoother process.
Otherwise, it will take you to the account information page where you can...
Right, so for those of you who are new, right, let me make a long story short. You will enter this. You'll enter that email address. I think this will be there for you. I think if you entered it in the first screen, it'll be there too. And so you'll put that there. If you made a mistake, make sure you correct it there, all right? You'll enter it again. Then for those of you creating a new password, because you're doing this for the first time, you'll set up your password, confirm your password, right? Type it again. It says here, passwords are case sensitive. That means that the lowercase and uppercase matters. Minimum 8 characters, maximum 20. There must be at least one capital letter in the mix. There must be at least one lowercase. There usually are several, but at least one of each, at least, but there can be more. And at least one number, all right? And no spaces, okay? No spaces. So as long as you create your password that way, it'll accept it. You put your first name and last name. Do me a favor and put capital letter on your, not all caps, please. But, if your name is Amy, then capital A, lowercase m, lowercase y, right? So capitalize the first letter. If your last name is Luna, I'm picking a small name. Then capital L, and then lowercase u, lowercase n, lowercase a. All right, please do it right so it comes out nice and neat and correct. Security question, you'll enter those things, right? And then your phone number, optional if you want alerts. Click on this, you have to click on that, and then hit continue. And so that'll help you create your account, right? Over here, what you should see is it should say, what is it called? Commonplaces, second edition. Right, so something like that. That's what it should say there, so somewhere in that area. Okay.
Let's create a new account. Enter in your first name and your last name, password, and set up a security question. In case you need to receive text alerts, you can enter your mobile number as well. Agree to the terms and conditions, and then click continue. You can get exactly what you need.
And here it is, right? Like I was saying. Some of you who had previously registered, right, you will just enter the code that I'm going to send you through email. All right. You can type it in Word, not item by item, like character by character, or you can copy it from Blackboard and paste it in here. All right. Others will get the temporary access. In fact, even those with the code could get the temporary access and then use the code later. Although I'm not sure why you would do that, right? Just go ahead and use the code now, right? And let it be the purchase with the code from the start. All right. Those of you who don't have a code because you hadn't registered before, you hadn't paid for it before, you can get temporary access if you can't pay right now. You don't have the funds in a debit card or credit card or I think it's PayPal also, but I'm not sure about that. Then you'll get temporary access. I think that'll give you 2 weeks. Your work will be saved and available to you once you purchase. So I will not get results, it seems, for the work you do during the 2 weeks until you pay for it at sometime during that period or at the end of 2 weeks. Then I'll get the results from your work. And I guess that's how they control that, right? Otherwise, it will be all free. So the point is that that you can get temporary access, and that should be available now. It wasn't available in the past, but it should be available now. Or you can just directly buy it, right? Again, you can just directly buy it with a debit card or credit card, whatever options you are given, okay?
Purchasing Connect directly from McGraw-Hill. You have 3 registration options. If you have already purchased a Connect access code, you can enter it here by clicking Redeem under Use Connect Code.
And again, it's not that you purchase the code, it's that I'm going to give you the code because you had previously, bought it, right? The first time around.
Or you can purchase access with either a credit card or PayPal by clicking the appropriate Buy It button.
Even though they say credit card, I think debit card is also acceptable. I wonder, sometimes people don't say credit card or debit card, but it almost always works, all right?
McGraw-Hill also offers temporary access. Select Access Now for temporary 2-week access. Since I have an access code, I'm going to enter it in the access code field and click Redeem to register. Then I'll confirm my access.
Right there, you'll see the name, again, that Commonplaces 2nd edition or edition 2 or something like that. And then you'll hit confirm.
Thanks for registering.
And that's it. You register for it. And the end of the video is just, it shows you like the, if you need help and all that technical, certainly contact them. I also included a link over here called customer service, right? And I think some of you did use it. You did contact the company through that when there was the problem that I've already talked about quite a bit. And that's it. That'll take you you'll be registered for Connect, and you can start doing assignments. I've already said a lot about it, so I think we're pretty much done with the registration. So the next thing will be for me to make a video on how to begin on this type of assignments, on the course reading and writing topics assignments. But that's for another video, and so that's what I'm doing next. But I hope you have a good experience, and of course, always you can contact me. Remember, the best place to contact me is on Pronto, right? So, and again, if you haven't checked your email, your Blackboard email for the Connect code, right? That's for those of you who had previously registered, previously bought Connect, and so you shouldn't have to pay for it again, right? If you don't get a code in there, right? If you don't get an email with the code, well, that's because you didn't purchase it before, right? And I know who it is because I have a list. I have a list of all of you from this class, from B13 or B14 or B15, from each class, in which it tells me who bought it and who didn't. And so I already have a record of that. If you feel there's a mistake, let me know. But I do have the master list of all that. Okay. Anything beyond that, you'd have to anything beyond what I can do, you'd have to contact McGraw-Hill and let them know if there's a problem. Okay, thank you for your attention. It's a little bit under an hour, but like I said earlier at the beginning, I hope you watched it in a few 10-minute segments, 15-minute segments, so it's easier to kind of digest, right? To take it all in. All right. Bye-bye.